Hello everyone and welcome to CT Style Express. I'm Jillian Andrews. We're bringing you the Law Down, where personal injury attorney Brooke Goff breaks down difficult legal situations for our viewers. It's great to have you back, Brooke.
Thank you.
The summer goes by fast and kids will be heading back to school, which means we'll see those bright yellow buses on the road.
Right.
What do people need to watch out for as drivers?
Kids, right? So where there's a bus, there's children, okay? And I'll tell you what we see mostly is people, if they are distracted, they realize the stop sign's out and they all of a sudden slam on their brakes. You're not helping anybody if you're slamming on your brakes when you're this close to the bus, right? Leave a fair and reasonable distance between yourself and the bus. Let the kids have room to run out and pass and everything else. And understand that they're kids. Like, you know, like a lot of kids, like the bus parks on one side of the road, they live on the other. They're gonna be crossing. And I mean, you know, my town's West Hartford, there's not always crosswalks on the like streets, right? So understand that you are going to be up against lots of kids. Some kids very young, some kids that maybe are old enough to know the rules but maybe don't follow them. Just leave reasonable distance and reasonable time in the morning, because we rush, right, when we're late for something. Right. I'll tell you, last year I was so shocked by how many cases I had where people were stopped due to a bus stop sign out, and then somebody rear ends the whole chain of people. That is the most dangerous thing you can do. Just pay attention to what's going on. Do the speed limit, a little below if you're gonna be in those residential neighborhoods. The other piece is beating the sign is what they call it, apparently. So if you realize the bus stopped and that sign's just starting to come out, they try to whiz by it and beat it. Guys, the kids see the bus and they're crossing the street. Like, they don't wait for the stop sign to come out. Like, they're crossing the street once they see the bus. They're excited, they're happy, they're running across, they want to get their sense of independence. If you blow by that sign, you can potentially hit a kid, and those buses are big. So, right? So the kid could be on one end of it and you can't really see it. You know, kids are little and they move quickly. So just follow the rules. Leave reasonable distance, between you and the bus. And watch out for the kids.
Yeah, and on that, parents need to also maybe remind their kids to slow down and look both ways.
My son's 10. How many times I've said look both ways? I can't tell you. Do I see, I mean, he's pretty good about it, but do I see him every now and again do it? All of us do. Does it make me an awful parent? Absolutely not. But, you know, we remind our kids. But remember, kids aren't perfect. You're not trying to protect adults, you're trying to protect kids, right? So as parents, we need to remind our kids, we need to let them know, like, look, be aware of your surroundings. Like, I have a son and he's always like tunnel vision forward. I don't understand it, but you know, I remind him, Grayson, like, be aware, like, look to the left, look to the right, like, always just be aware of your surroundings, because, you know, kids, they're not like adults. They don't have that instinct to avoid. They freeze. And we see this time and time again. This is why a lot of kids, when they get hit, they're getting hit because they don't try to evade. They're 7 and they're just standing there and they say, what do I do? And they panic.
Don't know exactly what's going on.
And I mean, they're supposed to feel safe with a bus, school environment. I mean, with all this stuff that's gone on over the last 20 years, like, let your kid feel safe about getting to school. Let him feel safe about getting on the bus, you know?
Absolutely.
Take it easy.
Lots of important information. And of course, you can always learn more at gofflawgroup.net. Thank you so much, as always, for sharing your advice and your expertise. And we will see you all next time on another edition of CT Style Express.